Hey guys, Suman here, and I'm back with another video. And today we're gonna try hacking the famous shopclues.com. Yep, you must be aware that this is one of the very famous e-commerce website, which is used across India, and yes, it is also used in many other countries, but it is a bit famous in India just because they give a bang deal. Like the price will be very less. Like if you see, they give you headphones for like 200 rupees, and like comparatively it will be cheap, but again it's like a wish.com. The product will be very cheap. Like the quality will not be that great. So yeah, let's see if we can hack this website. So, guys, there are two things which I have to clarify before going into the details. So, there is something called a web server. Okay, this was a web server, and there is another thing called a website. Okay, so what is a web server and what is website? So, actually, website is a thing which you see in your browser, and this will be hosted in a server, which means this HTML or PHP, whatever it is, the file will be saved in this server. So hacking a website is different, hacking a web server is different. Okay, so please don't think hacking a website means hacking a web server. It is different. Hacking a website means identifying the flaws in the website, like for example, there could be some button which may not work as intended. There could be some bug in the code itself. There could be some exploits available for hacking few uh, codes. Okay, so hacking a code and hacking the website related things is different. Hacking a web server is different. So now I'm not gonna tell you how to hack this website. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how to hack into the web server. So let's quickly see. So shopclose.com. So now first I'll tell you, or I'll give you a manual method of doing it, but then again I'll do a automated way. I'll show you both. So let's quickly go to the nmap. Nmap is a tool. Okay, in future I'll give a detailed information about all these things, but now I'm just telling you it's a script. Okay, so what I'm doing is basically I'm identifying what web services they are using. Okay, like Apache, IIS, or I don't know. I literally have no idea about what they are using when you are trying to exploit a website. And guys, do remember this is completely for educational purpose. Yeah. So please don't do anything and get your hands dirty. Please don't do it. Uh, yeah, it's a disclaimer. So yeah, I'm gonna run a nmap command to see what web services they are using, and I know they are using Apache, so I'm running a script in that way. So there are many scripts available. We'll talk about those things later on. So first I'm just running. So this is how you have to do your initial enumeration footprinting process. So what I'm basically doing is like I'm identifying what kind of Apache web services they are using so that I can try to exploit their web services accordingly. So let's start it. Yep. And yep, so here is our output. Um, let's just scroll down and you can see port 80 is open. This should be open, which is HTTP, or if it is closed we will not be able to access the web page basically. So port 80 is open and they are using Apache HTTPD 2.2.15 and they are using CentOS. That's cool. And yep, you can see OpenSSL. Even this is a outdated one. This is a outdated one. The latest Apache is like 2.4, but they are still using 2.2. So yeah, which means their website is, or the web server is vulnerable. Okay, so now let's see on HTTPS, and Yep, we have the same finding of Apache. It should be like that. So I believe no other ports will be open from therein. It shouldn't be. Everything is filtered. So you can see all 65,000 ports, only two are open, other ports are closed. I mean, it doesn't include everything, but it includes most of the ports. Okay, so don't ask me why there is no 65,000 count. It'll just say the maximum number of ports, so we don't have to worry about it. So yeah, we could see like two ports are open, 80 and 443. So now we found few things. So what do we found? We found they are using CentOS. They are using Apache version 2.2.15 and OpenSSL older version. Okay. So now what we can do with this? How can we hack into any website with this data? Well, um, that's a bit easy if you can find this information. Okay. So now I'm gonna see. Yeah. So now this is something called a vulnerability database, which means let's say if they are using Apache 2.2.15, so it is 2.2.15. So if you see here, it says affected. So whatever it says 2.2.15 is affected, which means this vulnerability is applicable. So let's say this Apache version is vulnerable to these many vulnerabilities like authentication bypass, and then unrecognized method, and there are many vulnerabilities in this method, I mean this version. So I'll just scroll down and let me see if I can get something cool. Yeah, so here it says range header remote DOS. So let's see if this is a web server. Okay, let's see if we can find some denial of service attacks on this website. So if the server goes down, or if the server got affected by any DOS attack, obviously the website will go down. If the web servers got overloaded, like if we started doing a denial of service attack, the web server will get more traffic, more resources utilized, and the website will go down. So now let's see. So this is a manual method, so we can see what are all the vulnerabilities affected or applicable for this particular version of Apache. So we have many vulnerabilities. So let's see in another tool, which is an expose. It's a really awesome tool. Okay, uh, so now I've done a scan for the same IP address, and we found few things here, which is they are using Apache 2.2.15, the same finding which we have in manual scan. They are using 2.2.15 of Apache, and it is vulnerable. So now I'm going to take one vulnerability, which is range header remote DOS, which is range header remote DOS. It's like a denial of service attack. So if you read the description of this vulnerability, you'll be able to understand that the byte range filter in the Apache, oops, this login page, yeah. So the byte range filter in the Apache server from the version 2.0 the most minimum one to the 2.0.64 and 2.2.0 to 2.2.19 allow remote attackers to cause denial of service, which means they'll consume memory and CPU. So basically, we have a Metasploit code available. So what is Metasploit code? That is another topic which we will discuss later on. Basically, Metasploit module means a set of code which you can execute to exploit. Okay, so this is a code which you can use to exploit the server of shopclose.com. Yeah, you're right, everything is available on the internet. So what we are actually trying to say, I'm trying to say is this particular code or code in the sense, like this is a predefined code which is available in Metasploit. It's a framework, and you have to go to the Metasploit. If you are aware of it, never mind, you can just use this code to execute your denial of service attack. And if there is no proper IDS and IPS in place, trust me, the website will go down. So if you're not aware of what is Metasploit, then again search on YouTube. You'll get some basic idea about what is Metasploit, or else soon I'll upload some videos about that later on. So this basically this module, like it's a command. Okay, you have to go to MSF console, then you have to uh, type all these things. You'll get many drop down options. You have to choose what option you need and what action you need, what is a target mission. So you have to set everything. Once done, trust me, if there is no proper IDs and IPs in place, this website can be taken down. So this is one among the 117 vulnerabilities which I have discovered in shopclose.com. There are many vulnerabilities. Okay, trust me, it is totally unsafe to have a website like this, because it is accessible through internet. And there is one point where you can ask me what is the injection point. Where is the injection point? Well, I'm not going to talk about that over here, but yes, it is possible. In this video, I'm just sharing a few inputs about how vulnerable shopclose.com is. So if you see, there are many exploitable vulnerabilities available. They are using OpenSSL weaker version, Apache weaker version. They are using unsafe certificates, which means their ciphers and the encryption methods are not safe. There are many issues with this website, and it is really important for them to take these things seriously and get it resolved as soon as possible. So they have to update OpenSSL, they have to update Apache, they have to disable the static key ciphers, they have to update their cipher suites completely, and disable SSL older versions, and 1.1 TLS 1.0 and 1.1. Only 1.2 should be enabled. There are many things behind it. Their website is totally unsafe. This is really bad. So let me quickly see if there is any exploits available for database. Uh, so reverse proxy security, memory leak, options method, denial of servers. Many denial of servers available. Probably they should have some good IDS in place, IDs and IPs in place, or else their website would have been went down multiple times. Injection scanner, okay, and I don't think they have any vulnerabilities related to database, or at least they have not enabled the port on internet, so we will not be able to identify what version of Oracle database or whatever the database they are using. We have no idea about what database they are using, and what is the version they are using, and what is the code. But they will not use the same ports, ATN 4434 for database communication. So I believe it should be some other port, and it is not accessible over internet, so we cannot confirm what they are using. But trust me, that must be a older one, because they are using a very old, which means this 2.2.15, it's like more than 10 years old, 10-11 years old right now. So any new database may have difficulties in handshaking with the older version of Apache, so probably they should use some older version of database. But then it is fortunate that they didn't enable that port on internet. So what I would like to clarify is, this is a very open report, which means I didn't do anything. I have just initiated a vulnerability assessment for this IP address, so through internet. So whatever they have showcased on internet, I have captured it. That's it. Nothing bad. So whatever they have given in or whatever they have exposed on internet, I'm finding those. So there are many vulnerabilities which is not exposed through internet. So if you get access to that server within the same network, and if you have access to many ports, many more ports apart from these two, you will be able to identify even more vulnerabilities. So that's it for now. This is just to show you how vulnerable shopclose.com is. In upcoming weeks we'll see a lot more, because I have a lot of websites in queue. So basically this is to show you how we can start or how we can find the possibilities to hack any website. So you could see in movies people just type 400 500 characters per minute and they'll say we have hacked into a server, but in reality it is not like that. It is very difficult to hack a web server. So just keep supporting me and stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you for watching. Do like, share and subscribe for more videos.